So, using Instagram as a source of inspiration is a piece of advice that I hear a lot. Instagram, TikTok, people are saving a lot of destinations down, a lot of travel advice down, which is great. It can be a really great source of inspiration, but I highly recommend not placing your entire itinerary in the hands of a influencer or content creator. I mean, we've all heard the phrase Instagram versus reality, and in the world of travel, this could not be more true. And oftentimes, what we see on Instagram is highly, highly curated. And sometimes it's even paid by the venue or the destination by a tourism board to look more authentic and less touristy than it actually is. And again, I'm using that word touristy, but here you can imagine like funneling tourists in for the sole purpose of kind of exploiting that experience or even exploiting the local people. And when I was in Siem Reap in Cambodia, I got up before dawn to see the sunrise at Angkor Wat. And it's because I had seen tons of photos online of the sun rising above the ancient temple system. And I needed to get that picture because I was travel blogging and I was like, I need the picture. And I knew I wanted to witness this from an experiential level, but I think I was definitely more driven by being able to post something on Instagram or on my blog. And it really could have been truly a once in a lifetime experience, but there were literally hundreds of other travelers there with more cameras, selfie sticks, drones. It literally felt like a zoo, and it definitely did not feel like an authentic, like spiritual travel experience that it could have been, or perhaps that it was maybe 10 years prior. And I think because I was driven by the picture rather than by the experience, I was deeply disappointed that I didn't get what I wanted to get. It was cloudy. The sunrise didn't come up very well. I was fighting with hundreds of other people to kind of like get to the front to get the picture. And if I just would have let it be experience based rather than social media based, I think I could have accepted that experience a lot more. I had another lackluster experience at the Nine Arch Bridge in Sri Lanka in Ella. And it's because I saw a really cool drone shot on Instagram. And at the time, I was really trying to build my Instagram, trying to build my blog. And had to get dropped off by this taxi. We basically like slid down this mountain to get to this bridge. We got there and I was like, what? I mean, it's cool, but unless you had a really like high quality drone at the time, like there's really no picture that you could get while on the bridge that looks cool. And again, it was social media driven, not experience driven. Would I have gone to that bridge to experience the bridge? Probably not. I went specifically for a picture and it totally let me down. It was a half day of us trying to like climb our way out of the mountain. So I learned a lot. I promised after those couple experiences to never allow Instagram to dictate where I go. I can use it for inspiration, but I'm not going to specifically go somewhere for a specific picture. You need to really ask yourself, why do you actually want to visit a certain destination or have a specific experience? Do you truly want to experience this place, or is it solely for the picture? Is it to create this narrative for the cyber identity that you've built for yourself? Are we actually experiencing it, or are we only looking at it through the lens of social media? And if a destination or a place is popular specifically because of a photo opportunity, I'm thinking of, I can't remember the name of it, but it's in Nusa Penida in in Indonesia. And people flock to this destination for this specific picture looking down at the headlands, and it has totally like terrorized this natural environment. It's completely destroyed now. I think it's a sign when we're going places specifically for pictures that this particular place, it's either going to be a tourist trap or it's being exploited for social media purposes by humans, by us. And it's likely not as protected as it needs to be from a natural environment perspective. Use Instagram for inspiration. Don't use it for a itinerary builder, specifically for photo opportunities. This will prevent you from being disappointed when a destination doesn't live up to the filters that have been applied to it on social media. And it will help you also avoid a lot of the crowding that will happen. I know my dad and mom went to Norway and they went to a specific hike where I can't remember the name of it, but you can hike to the point of this rock and it looks like you're kind of falling off the rock, but actually it's not as scary as it is. And they said that the wait was like an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours long. I mean, it's a picture, right? At the end of the day, we have to ask ourselves, is this really what we're spending our time while we're traveling with, getting one picture that's gonna live for 24 hours? And I think we just have to ask ourselves on a deeper level why we wanna go places, and hopefully that will also help with a lot of the over tourism that we're seeing in specific destinations.